So you're moving to Texas and you want luxury living with great school systems. Well, Southlake, Texas may just be right up your alley. And today we're going to go over all things Southlake and where everything is in the metroplex compared to Southlake. Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm a local realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If this is your first time by our channel, then welcome. This is where we drop everything you need to know about life in Dallas-Fort Worth. For over a decade, we've been helping people just like you move here. Our brokerage just got voted the #1 broker in all of Dallas-Fort Worth, so we're really excited about that. And we can't wait to help you move here. So whether you need to move in 9 days or 9 months, reach out. You can call us, text us, Zoom, email, doesn't matter. All of our information is below. We work all the time, so I'm sure we're going to get right back to you. You can also comment on this actual video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We would love to have you around for all of our videos. We post about 3 videos a week on all the cities. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, I wanted to show you guys where Southlake is. Obviously, it is in this red area, and it is so convenient to Grapevine Lake, to Grapevine, to the international, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. It's just a really great area of town. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see the bigger picture. So again, we're right here with Southlake. You've got Dallas and Fort Worth. So you see it's really almost in the middle. It's not directly in the middle, but it's certainly close. So I feel like you can get anywhere quickly from Southlake. So Southlake is definitely a higher end area. And so property taxes are higher. The school system has higher education and SAT scores. In fact, we're going to go over more in depth about the schooling system because it is A+ rated and is pretty phenomenal. So just a few fun facts about Southlake. First of all, it was voted the #1 best suburb to buy a house in all of Dallas-Fort Worth. It was also voted #3 best place to buy in the whole state of Texas and voted #5 out of 1,053 suburbs as the best place to raise a family. So it gets high stars in multiple categories. The population is around 30,000, between 30,000 and 31,000. And again, the house prices are more expensive. So the average median house is going to be around $1,123,000. So definitely higher end. And in the last year, Southlake housing values have gone up about 8.9%. So there was a little bit of a jump. The average household income is about $240,000. So to Dallas, it's about 25 miles. To Fort Worth, it's actually about 25 miles. So depending on traffic, it's going to take you 30 to 45 minutes to get to either one. It's about 17 minutes to the airport. You can't see the airport. It's right here, but it's only 17 minutes. As far as Grapevine Lake, it borders it. Frisco's up here. I talk a lot about Frisco because that's where I live. I've done videos on Prosper, McKinney, Plano, so you can kind of see where all those are. Arlington is where you have Six Flags. You've got Texas Ranger Stadium, and you've got the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Don't be confused with the actual Dallas Cowboys Stadium and the practice stadium and headquarters, which is up here in Frisco. So something that Southlake does that's unique to its particular area is they have their 8th grade in the middle schools, and then they have Carroll High School and Carroll Senior High. High school is 9th and 10th grade, and their senior high is at 11th and 12th grade. And one reason for that is that they can get, with the 11th and 12th grade senior high, all the kids in Southlake go to that one school. So for sports and for varsity football, all the kids go to one high school. And so they have kind of the pick of the crop. And so I think they do it for sports. I'm sure there are other reasons, but since football is such a big deal here in Texas, it's one way to do it, to get all the kids to go to one school so that you have more to choose from for your starting lineup. Okay, so this right here is the senior high center, and this is the high school, so 9th and 10th. So this Southlake Boulevard runs straight through town. Pretty much everything is on this one street. So all you need to do is know how to get to Southlake Boulevard, and it'll take you all the way through Southlake, all the way to Keller, that way. And then I wanted to also show you guys Dragon Stadium, which is Southlake's huge football stadium. So again, this is the high school. This is the senior high there with hearts on them. And then here, we're gonna go right into Dragon Stadium. It is huge, and you can kind of see the different pictures of how big this stadium is. But Southlake takes their football seriously. So just know that everybody bleeds green dragons, and you need to love football because Southlake is super proud of their football team. I think their varsity football team has won like 8 championships. So it's legit, and they take it for real. But just talking about schools for a minute, Southlake has unbelievable ratings on their schools. They're A+. I would probably add plus to that because they just have a stellar school system. And just to give you kind of a few stats to show you how intense it is, there are 6 elementary schools in Southlake Carroll. And there are 4,581 elementary schools in the whole state of Texas. And all 6 of Carroll's are in the top 30 in the state on that list. And some of them are even in the top 10. So it kind of shows you the level of academia that goes on in Southlake. So you don't even necessarily have to send your kid to private school if you want a, upper echelon schooling system, because you've got it in Southlake. Now you're going to pay Southlake prices and you're going to pay Southlake taxes, but it's still a very, very amazing school system. So now we're going to go to Southlake Town Square. Again, it's off Southlake Boulevard, and it's right here. It's very large, but it's kind of where everything is that you would want. And they've actually built out this side as well. I'm going to show you guys some video that I took, but it's so much fun. And it's got all these cutesy little shops and high-end areas. The courthouse is in the middle, so it really is a town square. They have Oktoberfest there, which is unbelievably fun, so you definitely need to check that out. But the area it's just where everybody gathers. It's literally the middle of the town. So I wanted y'all to see where that was. You have everything from, Apple to Lululemon to Coach to Gucci. All the things that you would want are in Southlake Town Center somewhere. The post office is also at Southlake Town Center, and there's lots of green space for all the different festivals, and just if you wanted to do a picnic or take your kids out to play in the water fountains and all of that. Central Market is across the street, which is just a higher end grocery store. Even though Frisco did just get an H-E-B, you might want to go up there to check that out because everybody is loving the H-E-B. A couple of other restaurants that I definitely think you should check out if you're going to Southlake Town Center is Moxie's. It's actually a Southlake favorite, and it's delicious. It has everything from sushi cones to soups and salads, steak and pasta. You can kind of get anything there. There's Taverna Rosa, which is one of the greatest pizza spots, and families love it, and it's got a great patio. Whistle Britches. That's a really fun lunch spot, and they actually kind of a southern flair. It's famous for their biscuits and their pickled jalapeno pimento cheese, deviled eggs, and fried chicken. So go and check out some southern food while you're there. Now, one of the places I would tell you to go, and it's not in Southlake Town Center, but the Feed Store Barbecue. It actually was rated #1 place to eat in Southlake, Texas on TripAdvisor. And it's so cute. It looks like a little feed store. If you know what a feed store is, if you've been to the South, we have lots of feed stores, but it's barbecue and it's wonderful. And they have large rooms if you want to take a lot of people up there. And in the back of it, you can actually, there's a big farm with animals, and you can go and let your kids pet the animals. It's so much fun, and I really recommend going there and taking TripAdvisor up on their opinion. I also want to point out Bob Jones Park. It's actually a nature center. It's got over 700 acres and 20 miles of hiking trails. So it just really brings you back to nature. It's over by the lake, so it's just a lot of great views and fresh air, nature, and there's all kinds of youth programs. They will teach kids natural habitats of squirrels, frogs, bees, bluebirds, local plants, you name it, they're going to teach your kids about it. So it's just a fun family spot. But just know that even though Southlake is in the middle of the city, you still have a wonderful nature preserve over there. 700 acres. Okay, I'm gonna go over some neighborhoods. If you watched my vlog, I'm gonna show you where the neighborhoods are that I highlighted in that video. And obviously there's lots of neighborhoods out in Southlake, and there's actually a lot of estates where it's several acres and there's grand houses on these estates, and they're not necessarily in a subdivision. So if that's something you look for, then let me know, because there are so many wonderful ones out there. And I'm actually going to do a video on 3 of the most expensive neighborhoods in Southlake, and at the end of that one, I'm gonna have an $18 million house that is actually for sale right now. So make sure you take a look out for that one, because it's got such a stunning whole estate out there, and I'll show it to you. But I wanted to show you guys, there's actually a little city right by Southlake called Westlake, and it's because it's west of Southlake, and it's got just obscene houses. Vaquero is a subdivision that it's hard to even get into it. So if you want to live in, you know, a $2, $3, $4, $5 million house on privacy and land and beautiful, stunning views, let me know, because Vaquero may be the way to go. And it's in Westlake, which it borders Southlake. And the Vaquero's all right here. So the first subdivision I want to talk to you guys about is Kirkwood Hollow, and it's right here. So you can see it's above Highway 114, which is one of our major highways, and it connects to 121, but 114 will take you all the way to Dallas. And then it will also take you that way into Fort Worth. So it cuts through Southlake, but it's right by the highway. It's definitely luxury homes in this neighborhood. There's about 155 homes in the neighborhood. They started building it around 1998 and ended in about 2006. And you're looking at lot size about half an acre up to 1 acre. And the price points are going to be anywhere from 600, 700 up to a little bit over $1 million. The kids will go to Carroll ISD, and it's got a clubhouse. It's got a swimming pool, tennis courts, greenbelt, jogging and bike paths, and a playground. So lots of things to do in this little community. So the next one I want to talk to you guys about is called Versailles, and it's right here. So it's deeper in the southern part of Southlake. Oh, look, they even have the feed store on here. The barbecue place I just told you about. Definitely try it out. Anyway, this is Versailles. It's also a master plan community, has about 150 homes in it. And they were actually built between 1996 and 2002. So they're, you know, a little bit older, and you could find homes in here that might need some updating and just make it your style. They typically sell for $500,000 all the way up to $1 million. And the same amenities, you're going to have a Carroll ISD, you're going to have a community clubhouse, swimming pool, sports court, tennis courts, playgrounds, which is really nice to have when you're living in that type of master planned community. Third is Cambridge Place, and it's right down here. And again, it's a little more on the south side of Southlake. Cambridge Place has about 145 homes. They're actually built between 1997 and 2002, and they all sit on about 3/4 acre lots. So you get a little more room. And the homes in the neighborhood typically are selling between 500 and a little over $1 million, depending on where it is and what type of upgrades it has. Obviously, you're still going to be going to Carroll ISD. And Cambridge Place has its own neighborhood parks, greenbelt. It's got a lake, jogging and biking trails, and a children's playground. Now, Palomar Estates, they're beautiful, and they're right here. It's a newer neighborhood. It was actually the developing started in 2008. They're luxury homes. They still have a few lots available for new home construction. And I'm going to show you some video, and especially in my vlog video, a lot of the video shows you that there is still construction going on. So if that's what you're interested in, let me know, because I can help you find a lot with a custom build. And they're beautiful, so you won't be disappointed. When this specific neighborhood is completed, it's going to have 45 homes, so it is a smaller subdivision. The lots will range from 1 acre all the way up to 1.3 acres. So you're definitely getting some more land. And they're going to be priced anywhere from 1 to 1.5 million, you know, maybe a little bit more than 1.5. Carroll ISD is the school district, and the only amenities is a neighborhood park. A lot of these homes, if they want pools, they're just going to put a pool in. The last subdivision I want to go over is actually Clarendon, and it's super north. So Clarendon is close to the nature preserve, and it's really, really beautiful neighborhood. It's smaller, but it actually has its own private school within the subdivision. It's a very small private school, and I probably would recommend this private school only if you don't care about sports, because they don't do sports really. They're very much math, science, and all that jazz. So I think there's like 177 kids there. It's very small, but beautiful area. So in Clarendon Ranch, there's only about 113 homes. They were built from 2001 to 2014. So you are getting, a little bit of a newer build, especially when you're thinking of closer to 2014. There's actually a house or two still being built in there. And that probably was just a lot that somebody owned. I would say these homes are going to go from anywhere from $500,000 all the way up to a little over $1 million. If you don't go to the private school, you will go into Carroll ISD, and it's got neighborhood parks, a green belt, a little pond, jogging and bike trails, and a children's playground, which is super cute. Well, that about sums up our map tour of Southlake, Texas. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like. It really helps us. Make sure that you reach out. You can comment below or look at our information below and reach out to us. We would love to help you. Southlake is a wonderful area. I grew up right next to Southlake, very familiar with it, and it has exploded over the years. And so thank you so much for watching our video, and I hope you have a great day until we see you again on the next video.